Hello and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March for the Sun or the Ascendant. What I'm going to do is give you a broad overview of what to expect, but please stay with me. I will then dive deep to give you in forensic detail each of the 12 zodiac sign forecasts. Now this week begins with the Sun finding its way in its new home of Aries. This obviously gives us an opportunity for a sense of renewal, for getting on the front foot with fresh plans, or revitalising the strands that are ongoing with greater energy and enthusiasm. So really exciting stuff. But of course the ruler of the sign of Aries is Mars, and that's in sector 11 alongside Venus in the sign of Aquarius. And Mars comes into a direct and exact right angle with Uranus, the ruler of Aquarius, the modern ruler of Aquarius, on Tuesday. Now, therefore, it could be a restless start to this week. Mars squaring Uranus can make us a bit more impatient, more easily frustrated with limitations. It could see us experiencing a greater consciousness about those people who share different values to us. We may be more impulsive about spending money. Also, someone could try to dominate us and restrict our freedoms, but equally we can push back on any restrictions that are trying to be imposed on us. So that's an interesting combination. At the heart of this week, also Mercury, in its debilitated journey through Pisces, combines with Neptune. Now this is absolutely awesome if we want to embrace the more spiritual dimension, to do some meditation or perhaps some creative writing or listen to some really enchanting music, but it can make it more difficult to grapple with details, so our concentration could be affected a little bit at the heart of this week. However, later in the week, Mercury moves forwards to forge a very penetrating link with Pluto. Pluto in the sign of Capricorn for that little while longer. It's moving into Aquarius next year, 23, for nearly 2.5 months. And then we'll go into Aquarius in 24 for a longer stay. But that combination between Mercury and Pluto can give Mercury in Pisces, which can be very mutable, can give it a bit more shape. So excellent for thinking behind the scenes of situations, do a bit of probing or research. But Friday's quarter moon also occurs in the sign of Capricorn. And of course, like Aries, this is a cardinal sign, very much about leadership. And I think the energy of the sun in Aries is quite immediate. It's focused on what it wants to do in the here and now, whereas the energy of Capricorn is more about the long established ways that things are structured. So it can be like having to deal with someone in a position of authority, like a line manager. It could be an institution, a governmental agency, and we may encounter some frustration if something we want to do that's new and fresh and exciting somehow receives less than enthusiastic support from someone who's part of the establishment, if you like. But that Aries energy is given a significant boost on Sunday when Mercury, the planet of thought and talk, moves into this sign, and that gives it much more fire, much more thrust. And I think that whole feeling of a new beginning is definitely going to be rejuvenated even more. Now please stay with me for your in-depth horoscope forecast, but if you are new to my channel, I'd be honoured if you would subscribe. If you'd also like to rise above Zodiac astrology and understand more about your own personal situation, you can take advantage of my special offer of character analysis and a 12-month forecast. Get 30% off. No two charts are the same, and it will give you searing insights for the months ahead. If you'd like to get your free daily written horoscope fired to your device each morning, please see the link beneath this video too, where you can subscribe for that. Hello Cancer, and welcome to your weekly horoscope for week commencing the 21st of March. Your ambitions, goals, and targets are really coming into sharp focus now. And this could see you thinking afresh about your work situation, or if work is not your primary interest, whatever your passions are, the chances are you're going to want to raise your profile and achieve greater recognition. That's a great mission to have. And with energy still in the sign of Pisces, your sister water sign, some kind of expansion of knowledge or lessons that you learn or information that you gain can be important to this progress. However, Mars, the planet of drive and instant gratification, is allied to Venus in a very sensual part of your scope, the 8th house. So in a relationship context, that could be seeing you pull towards you some very admiring glances. But Mars does square up to Uranus exactly on Tuesday. This has been building up since the middle of last week. So if you've been feeling a little bit irritable, not quite as patient as you might ordinarily feel you would be, it wouldn't be an entire surprise. Part of the reason for this is that Uranus is in the part of your scope to do with personal freedom, but Uranus is the planet of truth, and the 11th house is really about being very honest with ourselves about what that truth is. And I think the passion of the combination of Venus and Mars in the 8th house makes us much more conscious of our desires. So your desires could clash with your values, basically, at the heart of this week. And also because Neptune and Mercury are combining, something that you read, a legal document or a contract, may be hard to absorb because maybe there's some hidden catches in it, or something isn't expressed quite as crystally clear as it could be. The quarter moon at the end of this week on Friday also emphasises the sign of Capricorn, your sector of relating. So when it comes to relationships in a professional context, maybe there are people that you find it difficult to attune to, but maybe they find it difficult to attune to you. So if you're being much more ambitious, it is going to be important to bring people with you and just be conscious about how your drive or your targets will create some ripples. Fortunately, Pluto does forge a very positive link with Mercury towards the end of this week, which helps you to analyse the information that earlier in the week seemed a muddle in a much more perceptive way. Then, as the week draws to a close, Mercury climbs right to the top of your scope, and this could trigger the potential for some training professionally, applying for new jobs, updating your curriculum vitae, maybe doing some in-house tuition, or for some people maybe it would be paying or sponsoring for their own professional advancement by doing some kind of online course. But Mercury moving to the top of your chart will make it much easier for you to talk to anyone in a position of influence.